Well, I was very disappointed. I was especially disappointed as it relates to Hurricane Harvey and the persons who are victims. I made some notes and I noted that the president indicated that we are with you, we love you, we'll pull through this together. But what about the $81 billion that the House passed, sent to the Senate, that ought to be on his desk so that he can provide aid?
It was such an inconsistent message because he acknowledges and understands that Americans, still are not fully feeling the thrust of this economy, and to the degree that he senses that he's right, that people are working harder and making less, that they're not able to save to buy a home, send their kids to college, or plan for retirement. But what has been his solution? Tax cuts that reduce what corporations have to pay, but no guarantee that any of the profits go to the workers. Yesterday, the CIA director said that he believes Russia intends to attack our democracy again. Tonight would have been a wonderful opportunity for the president to tell the country that we're going to move heaven and earth, devote all the resources we have to make sure that we protect this great democracy, and we're not going to allow any foreign adversary to interfere. He didn't have to talk about the Russia investigation to his campaign or his family. He could have just said, looking forward, we're not going to let this happen again. That would have unified the Congress on this great vulnerability, and I think that was missed.
I also thought that he should have explained to Congress why he blatantly refused to impose sanctions on Russia when Congress explicitly commanded the administration, the executive branch, to do that by a vote of about 517 to 5. And so there was a lot left unsaid.
I thought the president struck a good bipartisan tone. I thought his delivery was soft and unifying, so I think it was good. I was really, really happy with it.
The speech was very long, had very few policy proposals in it, and had virtually no policy proposal that could be accepted on a bipartisan basis.
It's no surprise the four corners, the four pillars that the president laid out when it comes to immigration, particularly as it relates to children who are brought here at a very young age through no fault of their own, that he wants to find a solution. That's been a commitment now for months we've heard from this president. So the four things he laid out, no surprise to anybody. It's going to be a challenge to achieve them in a way that can get the bipartisan support we need to get it out of the Senate, but I'm convinced we can do it, and quite frankly, we have to. He did talk about China and Russia, and he talked about the threat that they pose. He talked a little bit longer, obviously, about North Korea, but he did talk about a robust foreign policy. He talked about ending the defense sequester to stand up to Russia, China, and other growing threats, as well as North Korea. He talked about our fight and our successes in the war on terror.
Well, I indicated that I saw no joy in the speech, no real sense of commitment to work in a bipartisan manner. I thought it was pretty somber, playing to the 30%. As I indicated, my constituents are hurting. We're still suffering from the lack of disaster funding. My mayor had a press conference today asking for some emergency relief, some emergency help. It's pretty sad when your local officials on January 30th have to be begging for federal funds for a hurricane that happened in August of 2017. He mentioned nothing about that. And he gave a roadmap, a footprint for immigration reform that was pretty divisive.
I was really encouraged that he started out by things that united us. You look at a time when our country felt very divided. One of the things that really united us was our reaction to tragedies, hurricanes and storms and fires, and communities just coming together to stand with one another, to care for one another, and realize, if only for a moment in the reaction, that the things that unite us really are greater than the things that divide us.